Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Wendy's Kooky Crochet Tutorial. In this video I'm going to show you how to make these cute little ornament covers. So I got these ornaments, I actually got them at an estate sale, but you can get them at Michael's or online or your local craft store. And I wanted to do maybe like an old-fashioned kind of ornament, so I wanted to do a take on the granny square. And as far as the inside of the ornament goes, I'm not going to put anything on the inside of mine, but I mean you could like kind of put either scrapped yarn in there. That might make a fun look on the inside. You could even do glitter, something like that, but I don't do glitter in the house anymore because boy is it a mess. So what I need is my little ornament here, and now let me tell you, you can make this to any size that you want to, but my ornament size that I have is, of course it's kind of a flat roundish ornament, but it is about, looks like it's about 5 inches around, and you kind of want to go from middle to middle, so mine's around 5 inches around. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need my 5mm crochet hook, and I may use a stitch marker, I may not. If you have a hard time keeping track of where you stopped and started, I would use a stitch marker. You're going to need your yarn needle, you're going to need scissors, and I have this vintage yarn that I just absolutely love. So I've got a vintage Red Heart, red, green, and then an off-white vintage yarn. So I love finding vintage yarns. I go to a lot of estate sales, so that's where I find most of my vintage yarn at. So to start off with, I'm just going to make a magic ring. If you don't know how to do that, you can also chain 2 and work in your second chain from hook. So I'm going to start off by chaining 2, and this I don't count as my first stitch because I don't like the way it looks. So now I'm going to make in my magic ring 2 double crochets. So I have 2 double crochets. I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to repeat that 3 more times. So then I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, again repeat, 2 double crochets, chain 2, then 2 double crochets, and chain 2. So the goal is to have 4 sets of the 2 double crochets chain 2. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so I've got 4. Now I'm going to pull my magic ring tight, and now I'm going to slip stitch that first double crochet that I made. Oops. And now I'm just going to tie this off, so tie off the red. And I like to go ahead and work in my ends because I just don't like working in ends very much, so I find it much easier if I go ahead and just get it out of the way. So that is what I am going to do. So starting off, this is really a basic granny square is how we're starting this off. And of course when you're done, you're actually going to want to make 2 of these because we're going to sew them together at the end. So I'm just going to work my way down here. Now I'm going to color change to my green. So you're going to start in any one of these chain 2 spots. So I'm going to move my red to the side for now and color changing to my green. I'm going to start in, again, any of these chain 2 spots you can start in. So I'm going to grab my green and I'm going to chain 2 like I did before. And again, for me, that's not going to count as my first double crochet. And I have a hair there. Alright, now I'm going to do 2 double crochets in that chain 2 spot. There's 1 and 2. Now I'm going to chain 1 and I'm going to skip over to this next chain 2 spot. So in that next chain 2 spot, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and now I'm going to chain 2 and do 2 more double crochets in that same spot. So there's 1, 2, and we're going to repeat that. So I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to go to that next chain 2 spot, I'm going to chain 2, or I'm going to do 2 double crochets, sorry, then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to do 2 more double crochets. Chain 1 again, then skip to that next chain 2 space. I'm going to do 2 double crochets, chain 2, and then do 2 more double crochets. Oopsie. Now I'm going to chain 1 again. I'm going to go back to that first chain 2 that we started in, and I'm going to do 2 double crochets. 1 and 2. Now I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to slip stitch to that first double crochet that I made. And now I'm going to cut this one. I'm going to go ahead and work in the ends again. And guys, if you like what you're seeing, please consider subscribing to my channel. It really just means the world to me. I literally celebrate every time I get a new subscriber. And if you know a family member or friend that wants to learn how to crochet, please refer them to my channel. I really appreciate it. Cut this one off. Alright, that one is now worked in. So now we're going to switch to our, this is an off-white, it's not actually a white, so it is an off-white. It's hard to tell here, but if you have it like right next to white yarn, you can really tell the difference. So again, leave a long enough tail for you to be able to sew it in. So again, I'm going to start in one of those chain 2 spots, that corner spot, and I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to kind of repeat what I did before, so I'm going to do 2 double crochets, I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to go to this chain 1 spot. I'm going to do 2 double crochets in that spot. I'm going to chain 1, I'm going to go to this chain 2 space, and I'm going to do 2 double crochets. So there's 1 2, and I'm going to chain 2, then I'm going to do 2 more double crochets all in that same chain 2 space. I'm going to chain 1, and then I'm going to do 2 double crochets in that chain 1 space. I'm going to chain 1 again. I'm going to do 2 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and I'm going to chain 2 and do 2 more double crochets all in that chain 2 space. So 1, 2, I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to skip to the next chain 1 space. I'm going to do 2 double crochets. 1, 2. I'm going to chain 1, go to the next chain 2 space, do 2 double crochets. 1, 2. I'm going to chain 2, and then I'm going to do 2 more double crochets. So there's 1, 2. Now I'm going to chain 1, go to that next chain 1 space, and I'm going to do 2 double crochets. So there's 1, 2. Now I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go back to that first chain 2 space. I'm going to do 2 double crochets, and then I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to slip stitch to that first double crochet that I made. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep the white yarn attached, and I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to start in that stitch that the chain 2 emerges from, and that chain 2 does not count as a stitch, and I'm going to do 1 double crochet in each stitch and in each chain space all the way around. So if there's a chain 2 space, you do 2 chain 2s and out. So I'm going to go to my chain 1 here. I'm going to do 1 double crochet in that space, and I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, and then in that chain 1 space I'm going to do 1 double crochet, and now in that next double crochets, the next 2, I'm going to do 1 double crochet, and the next 2 double crochets. And now we have our first chain 2 space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 2 double crochets in that space, and then I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to do 1 double crochet in that chain 1 space. Then I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. Then I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next chain 1 space. And I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. And then I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 chain 2 space. So 2 double crochets in that chain 2 space, basically is what I'm trying to say. And then I'm going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. Then 1 double crochet in that chain 1 space. Then 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. And then 1 double crochet in that next chain 1 space. Then 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. And then you're going to do 2 double crochets in that chain 2 space. So 1, 2. Then you're going to do 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. Then 1 double crochet in that chain 1 space. And 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. One double crochet in that chain 1 space. 1 double crochet in the next 2 double crochets. 2, and then you're going to do that chain 2 space again. You're going to do 2 double crochets. So there's 1, 2, Now you're going to slip stitch to that first double crochet that you made. Don't get that mixed up with your chain. See how it's starting to turn now? So that's what we want. We want it to start to turn now. So let's fasten this off and work in our ends. I'm making these to sell at a little Christmas fair that I'm doing this year, but they would make great gifts too. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to color change back to the red. So you see that in these corners here, so you have these corners, and so the corners have 1, 2, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stitches. So you're going to start in the corner here, the first of those 6 stitches. So you can see how it comes down here. If you go straight up from here, you'll see there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're going to connect your yarn to that 6 stitch there, or however you counted. So that could be depending on how you counted the first stitch. So you may have started from like this one and done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So start in that first stitch there, like that makes up the corner stitch. Okay, you're going to connect your yarn, you're going to chain 1, and you're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. So, and you're going to start in that stitch that your chain 1 came out of. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. And what this is doing, this is making this even out so it's more round, so you don't have those corners anymore. So now you're back to your corner stitches here, so your 6 corner stitches. So you're going to do 1 single crochet in each of the next 6. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now you're going to do 1 half double crochet in the next 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now you're going to do 1 single crochet in the next 6, because that's your corner stitches again. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now 1 half double crochet in the next 4. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now 1 single crochet in the next 6 stitches. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then 1 half double crochet in the last 4 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to slip stitch that first single crochet that we made, and we're going to leave this tail long because this is how we're going to sew them together. So make sure that you leave the tail long on your second piece so they will sew together. Let's cut that. have a really long tail so we can sew these pieces together. Let's work this one piece in right here. Alright, so now what we're going to do, now that we have both pieces made, we're going to just take our thing here, we're going to line them up together, and I mean, you don't have to start off with this in the middle. You could start off with it not actually in the middle. So you could start off just getting your crochet hook and then slip stitching about half the stitches together. So if I wanted to do that, and I think that's what I'm going to start off doing. So I'm going to just slip stitch this together. And I'm going through both sides here. Right like this. Oops. Gosh, my crochet hook, I gotta get some of my stuff out of the way, huh? So again, I'm just slip stitching these together. And the sides that are facing out, it will be the sides facing out when you put the piece in. So the wrong sides are together. I'm going to do about probably half of them or something of that nature. I think that's a good amount to do. Oopsie, to start with. Alright, let's see now if I have enough done here. Yeah, that'll work nicely. So you see how I'm just going right like this with it? So I'm going just right like that with it here. And this is fitting so nicely. I'm so excited about this, guys. Like, I've been thinking about this. I've had these ornaments sitting here for like a really long time, and I just haven't done anything with them. And I kept on thinking, what in the world can I do with these? I want to do something, but I don't know exactly what. And finally I figured something out. So yay me, right? And hopefully you guys can take advantage of this pattern also. That's my goal here anyway, is for you guys to be able to take advantage of this also. Because again, it does make, like, it'd make a really great gift, but it also makes a really great thing to sell at craft fairs too. And I haven't exactly come up with the price on what I want to sell it for yet, but it'll be reasonable. So I want people to be able to afford some things like this, you know, for their loved ones. So it'll be very, very reasonably priced. Especially since I just have so much fun doing it too. And I love doing craft fairs, by the way, just FYI. And I cut that one, so if you catch one, just, you know, push it back down. Yeah, that's what I mean to say. So here you see I'm going through that a few times just to make sure it's nice and tight. It's so cute, guys. I love it. What do you guys think? Let's finish doing our ends in here, huh? Definitely don't want to not do that. So let's do our ends. And again, I'm just going through some loops right here on the inside. I'm so excited with how this turned out, guys. Seriously, this looks super duper cute. Just super duper cute. And I am in love with all the vintage yarn. The vintage yarn, just like, it's some of my very, very favorite things to work with. The look of it, the appeal of it, it's just, it's beautiful. I love it. So guys, let me know what you think in the comments about this Christmas ornament here. And I hope you enjoyed making it with me. Again, if you did, subscribe to my channel, and happy hooking, everybody.